sugar. Like, I love sweet things. So I bake, and then I'm like, if there's going to be something left, I can have it. If not, then I'm not having anything. So I rather give it to people so they can be fat and happy.
They cannot be fat and happy.
No. I mean, like, they're going to be fat and happy in a way that, you know, when you eat something nice and you enjoyed it, it's like you're not getting fat, but you're just like full and happy.
Kind of body positivity.
Yes. Yeah, because I don't care how you look, as long as you're happy, that's the most important.
So how do you measure happiness? The amount of sugar?
I think everyone has their own measurement of happiness. Because so first of all, I don't think you can measure it. I wouldn't say someone is happier than somebody else. I would say you're either happy or unhappy. But you might be happy in certain situations and unhappy in other ones. So for me, it would be balancing both and saying, like, overall, I think I'm a happy person. Like, I enjoy what I'm doing, I enjoy my life. Or you can be unhappy, so there's still some things I would like to change. There's still more to improve, more to, I don't know, I need more money, I need more clothes, I need more video games, you know, just different priorities, and then you can overall just sum it up and then say, I'm happy or I'm not happy. But yeah, I think it's a very important question to ask people if they're happy. Happy, sorry, this sounds very funny.
So does your sweet tooth link to your happiness? Do you make sweet treats when you're happy?
I bake if I have any different emotions. So I can be upset and bake, I can be happy and bake. I might promise someone that I'll bake something for them, and then I'm in that happy mood, so I'm like happy to bake for them. And I'm sometimes bored and bake, so that's like indifferent, like I don't have any emotions. It's just like I have some time, I have flour, I have these ingredients, so I'm just going to bake something.
That makes sense to me because I stress cook. When I used to do my Masters of Engineering, 2 a.m. I wake up. I'm stressed.
Yeah.
Because I have coursework. What do? I cook. It's like 2 hours and I just go to sleep. I go hit my neighbor. I have food. Are you hungry? They're like, it's not my birthday. I'm like,
It doesn't have to be somebody's birthday to be nice to them.
No, it doesn't. But not everyone receives niceness if you can't believe that exists.
I think that's an upsetting part, that people, when you're nice to people think that that you've done something wrong and you apologize by doing something good to them, for them, or that something is happening to them, like I didn't have birthday, anniversary, I'm dying and I don't know about it yet, but you somehow know. I'm like, am I dying? Why are you nice to me? And I think that's upsetting because not love, it might be, it's like...
Sorry, that was also rude.
Or like, imagine, someone, I heard a story somewhere, like, a woman was like a mother was giving something to a child and like treating the child whole day, and, you know, child was nice and was happy and everything. And then at the end of the day, she's like, oh, your dog died, by the way, like just randomly out of nowhere, after creating that, you know, nice atmosphere, like, oh, your dog died. And I'm like, thank you, Mom.
That's a bit of deception.
So that's what I mean, like, my dad.
That's...
Yeah, that's why I think being nice overall to other people, taking care of other people, will bring you your own happiness as well. But at the same time, I read a few articles about it that's also called like that you're a people pleaser, which is not healthy as well. So it's finding that balance between my own happiness and sharing that happiness with the others, because that might be the healthy level, rather than I have to do stuff for people so they will like me, or the fact that they enjoyed what I did will bring me happiness. I feel like that's the wrong way. So I bake because I'm happy and then I want to share it with people, or I bake because I'm upset and then I feel like, okay, I was upset but I made something nice, so I would like to share it with people, and that will also be nice.
This may be a very random question. Your sweet treats, how do they taste when you're happy against when you're not happy? I hope they don't taste better when you're unhappy, because
that will make me bake more often when I'm unhappy. to be honest, so for me actually the taste doesn't depend on my emotion. It's rather around my period cycle.
That makes sense.
Because there are like 2 weeks in a month when I just don't taste at all. Like I can eat anything and it won't have any taste for me. Apart from spicy food, it will kill me. So don't give me anything spicy.
Probably make you go red.
Oh yeah, like after one bite I'm like, I love you, but take it away. I'm giving you all my love, but no, I'm sorry, I'm very weak with spicy food, and I don't think it's a bad thing, because people say like you're weak. I'm like, okay, I can be weak. I'm not gonna spend 2 hours in the toilet just because you call me weak. Being smart, mature, knowing what's important. No,
yeah,
but
not everyone can handle spice, so I do appreciate that. I have a friend, he's back in Nigeria. Every time he doesn't like to eat in public. People are like, your friend doesn't like to eat in public, and my friend's like, I can't eat in public, especially because I start to sweat. And I have to take off.
And I feel like I need to
take off my shirt.
I
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So not everyone can handle spice. Like the body is just like, oh, okay, something's going on. Why is it so hot in here? Just start sweating. I sweat on my nose when I'm eating spicy food. You're like,
do you also cry when you eat spicy food?
Who?
Like, do you cry when you eat spicy food?
No.
For me, it's just like everything is just turning on.
If it's hot, sometimes I could sweat. Yeah. Then I'm like, can't close my mouth. Sometimes I feel like someone told me, if the food is too spicy, just let me know. Tell me, I can't force you to eat the spicy food.
Yeah.
Because then I see people struggling and their tongues are just out of their mouth.
And like nothing is happening. No, I feel like I just tell people in advance that I don't like spicy food, and if they can't make me a less spicy version, I just ask for something else. Because I feel like if I'll make myself uncomfortable eating spicy food just because someone else made it or just because someone else wants me to eat it, I won't feel nice, and it will also impact other people because they will see that I'm uncomfortable and they will see like something is wrong. So I just feel like, I really appreciate what you've done. I can have a bite, I can try, maybe I can eat it, but then I'll be like, okay, if it's too spicy, I really appreciate that, but I don't want to force myself into something that I know will not end up well for me. And it's same with many other things. It doesn't have to be spicy food, it's the same with, I don't know, alcohol, smoking, weed, anything. Being aware of the things that if you know that it's not good for you, in any way, you don't like the taste, you don't like how you feel or how you feel afterwards, just tell people, I appreciate your suggestion, I appreciate your gesture, but I just don't want it. And I think it's very mature, and a lot of people are afraid to do that. I don't know if they feel embarrassed or like it's something wrong, but I've learned that, well, very long time ago, about certain things, because there are still other things that I can't say no to. So I'm like, okay, with food, with like drugs, with alcohol, I can say no, but then there are certain things and I'm just like,
sugar.
Okay, I'll do it.
Sugar.
Exactly. Okay, no, it's gonna be bad for me, but bring me that cake. Yeah, that's me. So yeah.
Do you believe cake is an addiction?
Yeah, because it contains sugar. And sugar is addictive. Salt, sugar, coffee, tea, everything is addictive. If you can't control yourself with certain things, it is addiction. You know, the addiction might be watching K-dramas. It might be you, I don't know, waking up and doing certain action every single day. And if someone tells you, you shouldn't do that, and you answer, oh, if I want to, I don't like, if I wanted, I wouldn't do that, but you still do it. That's just addictive. That's addiction. That you can't stop it.
Like going to the bathroom early in the morning.
Oh no, those are that's different. That's like your needs. That's your needs. But if you wake up, I don't know, and you wake up. Okay, if you wake up and have a sip of water, I wouldn't say it's addiction. It's a healthy habit in a way. But if you wake up for a cigarette itself is an addiction, so it's not a good. I can't think of an example right now, but it's just like certain actions, or you eat or you drink or you do something that is not very good for you for a longer, or longer. But salt is like this, for example.
Salt.
Salt, yeah.
Salt is a god in our
But
culinary world.
It is something like, it's not healthy if you eat too much of it, but if you eat just a little, it's fine, but it's still addiction because you just keep eating it, and you know it's bad for your health, so you just have to find how much you can eat and say it's just for the taste. So, you know, if you're boiling pasta, you have to add salt, isn't gonna stick together and it's going to be better, but then you have to add it every time.
Yeah, also for the like cleanliness purposes of salt, it does kill some bacteria in a sense, so it's a form of preservation, preservative.
Yeah.
You use salt like for fish.
Or for like the meat or anything,
Yeah,
you just
meat,
put
yeah.
it in salt
Soak
and
it in salt and so
Yeah.
you see it's irrelevant. But then it's like you're trying to do things that are breaking nature, trying to keep meat alive after it's dead.
Yeah.
That's beyond natural, if that makes sense, because it should erode, decay. But
yeah, it should already get like.
but we're doing all this to just keep
But
it in
that's
that
what
state.
people do, because we are the only animals, I think, that are trying to break the, you know, the rules of nature. Anything like, normally animals would just give up on like, okay, it is what it is. it's done. But for us, we don't give up. I think it's a good characteristic in a way. But then sometimes we become very selfish and we're like, I want this. And I'm gonna get this, no matter what's gonna happen to the other people, to the planet, to animals. I don't care. That doesn't concern me, and that's not good. It's upsetting. Are we moving this conversation in the positive way, negative way? Because I don't know which way we want to switch the topic.
That's up to you. You just laughed now, so I don't really mind. Where do you want to guide this to? We could go into overachievement, but I don't know what overachievement is positive or negative, because I could compare you to Batman.
Why to Batman?
Yeah, billionaire trying to save the world. Billionaires, man, they have ego.
Let's go to the Iron Man then. I'm Team Marvel.
Yeah, Team Marvel. Why? He died, you know.
I know, but
so he's weak.
You know what's so the first issue for me, because unfortunately I didn't have a chance to read any comics, so I'm based on the movies. So I apologize to all the real fans who read the comics. I'm the movie girl. So I'm like, you know, Team Marvel, because all the movies are bright, and I don't mean the like what's happening in the movie, but it's light, it's during the day, and Batman and like most of the DC are in the darkness, and I'm fucking blind. I just don't know what's happening for the half of the movie because I can't see that. And I back at home I have like the projector, and the moment that, you know, all the DC, the newest movies started to come out, my projector was quite old, so everything was just black background. So I was like, I know it's Batman, but I'm like, where is he? He's just hiding for the most of the movie. That's why I prefer Marvel, because it's during the day, I know what's happening, I find it funny, and like, yes.
Conscious bias, but not your fault, but it's still a bias.
Yeah, but I still feel like I still think that Marvel is a little bit brighter in a way. There's a lot of like, of course, like sad scenes, death, and like loss and this kind of stuff, but I feel like it's still pictured as something, it's part of your life, and that's going to motivate you to be a better person. But in DC, okay, it still motivates you to be a better person, but how you get to that goal, it might be slightly different and slightly more negative or upsetting. So still, apart from the scenery, apart from the background, I still somehow like prefer Marvel.
Well, I'll say from DC they do build the stories from dark places.
Yeah.
And people who are going through unimaginable despair and chaos.
Pain, everything.
As opposed to Marvel, yay, Spider-Man is one of the greatest superheroes in quotes. But I don't like Spider-Man. Why? Because he's broke. He's always broke. They should give him money. I'm like, I can't be a hero for free.
Everyone
Victoria, makes no sense. You need to pay me. I can't be risking my life for free. Huh?
All the other superheroes, like even in DC, Batman, is just super rich, so he funds everything. Same with Marvel, there's Iron Man and he just funds everything. So I don't know, Hulk, he had a job as like a scientist, so he, let's say, he saved some money in case he, he changes, and then he has to, let's say he has insurance. I don't know, Black Widow, she's so from government because she's doing random stuff. Then for Stark, Hawkeye, he's working for free.
I think
his wife is working, I guess, but she's working for him in a way. So he might just have funding from Iron Man, but because I don't know the comics, I don't know where exactly it came from.
Well, I know he's been part of the same...
Oh, the Shield, do you mean?
No, what are they called? People who raised Batman.
Wait.
If you watch part 1, the ninjas, I've forgotten what they're called.
Wait. Hawkeye from Marvel?
No. Oh.
Because he can't be.
Yeah,
he can't be from DC. Huh?
I confused. I'm sorry. You know more than me. It's been a while. Hawkeye, I've forgotten now.
Because he has a wife, but she was working for him in a way. Well, but that's
that's movie one.
No one thinks about it. Like, where do you get money from? Because Spider-Man, like, his aunt was working, so he was still a child, a teenager. So he was just like doing it in his free time. But that time, I'm like, you're either in bed or doing homework. You can't just hang outside for like 5 hours. Where's your homework? When do you sleep? How your aunt is taking care of you and she doesn't know. But it's better than drugs, so.
How is it better than being Spider-Man?
Because you're doing good things. Because like you're trying to be a good person, and like instead of lying down and like zoning out.
Doing drugs makes you a bad person.
Oh no, it doesn't make you a bad person. But in that time, it's more effective, like more productive to be a Spider-Man rather than the drugs.
I don't know, because vigilantes could also be problems. Because I think about Spider-Man and he doesn't go and clean up his web. He webs my building. Is he going to? He's not.
I think it's disposable. Like
that's what they tell you.
I think it's eco-friendly.
That's what they tell you.
I would say it would dissolve after some time.
It is still invasion of privacy. Still.
What about how about so the first Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire one, I think it was it would dissolve because it was natural. It was from. I still don't know how it was going out from his wrist. I don't want to know. It's how they did it.
It's better if it came out from his belly button.
Oh yeah, because there's a hole. There's something you can. I can't say another part of the body it can come out, but that would be suspicious and no one would like it.
What do you mean? Don't make that face. You have your nose, you have your mouth, you have your ears.
So we're talking about penis. Like, imagine if he would be shooting a spider web from that. That would be nasty. Like, no one would watch it. People wouldn't like.
I disagree. Some people would watch it. Now we have OnlyFans. So Spider-Man could open his own OnlyFans. See the guy shoot webs from his John Thomas.
But then it makes but yeah.
Yeah,
so I feel like he wouldn't be able to help people.
How?
Because people would call him like pedophile or anything. Because imagine you can't throw the web from your penis without putting it out.
Yes, you could
which
cover
makes
it
illegal. Yeah, but
it might be. A skirt.
It might be. But it's still he would have to show it at some point, like even slightly. But that's illegal.
He could have a sidekick that raises it up for him, so he never gets to raise it up. He just gets to shoot. Which
is even worse. Making someone
he's paying the person, or he'll pay.
Yeah, but that's illegal to show your private body parts in public.
Then
and if someone does it, it's even worse.
Then you arrest the sidekick. So he can keep switching sidekicks, if that makes sense. They're doing it for a justifiable cause. It's not his fault, it comes out from there. It's like blaming the spider, it has 8 legs.
I know, but on the other hand, it will be like, okay, well, you do that, good for you, but don't share it with people. I don't know. It might work, but I feel like it might be very complicated and people would be disgusted in a way.
It should be. Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It should be. So even Batman is... He wasn't bitten by a bat or anything. He just likes bats
because of his trauma.
Yeah.
Was he I don't know where he fell. Oh, to the... Where do you store water? It's built in the ground, and then the water.
Well.
Yes, that's the word. Well, I think he fell to the well or this kind of stuff, and then the
I remember he was, like I was saying, he was being trained by some ninjas. I've forgotten their name. I know it's Raj.
I don't know. There's like too many. There's too many versions. Cause there's the one the Liam Neeson taught one of them in like very cold country.
Mm, I think that's the
remember.
one.
I can't remember which one though.
I think that was the first one.
No, that would be the newer ones.
Really?
Because one of the so that would be the Batman Beginning or something like this.
Yeah.
And that one I think is with Christian Bale.
I'm bad with names of.
I think that might be
actors.
him, and then he was being trained by Liam Neeson, I believe so. I'm not sure though, because there was a lot of Batmans, there was a lot of Spider-Mans, there was a lot of many different characters, to be honest. Yeah, Batman's would be the most.
So, what's your take on female heroes? How did you feel about?
So
from Wonder, I like Wonder Woman. It felt doggish.
Wanda is fucking freaking amazing. I feel like it's a very good start for like to show female superheroes, so girls can also feel that, oh, I can also be a superhero. I can also be, smart, beautiful, funny, and also, killing people and stuff like that, like, being super extra spy or anything. But I think, I feel like sometimes there's still some difference between showing girls and guys.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's sometimes slightly stereotypical, so the costume has to be much more like slimmer, you have to have, the breasts are like this. But at the same time, I think the idea behind that was to show the woman's attributes, rather to go the nasty way, like, oh, let's make it sexy. But then going back to the comics, in the comics that was the second way to make it like very, very like sexual, so that people will read it, because that's a funny thing.
Yeah, and you need to create finance.
Yeah, of course.
If you don't draw what people like, you're not gonna make.
Yeah, you can't make everyone in a great suit, just in the sweatpants.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like looking at newer times, like something more recent, I think they started to doing quite like pretty good job. Yeah, there's still a lot of, because I feel like it's just every time they just have to create a new character who will connect people from different. Relate to people from different backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I can't remember the name, but I believe they're showing there's going to be a new Marvel character, new superhero who's from the Muslim background, the Islam background, and I saw people reacting to this. I love it. I want someone from this background, because there's most of the times it's just white Americans. And we know that, the world is so much bigger, and there's so many different people, so it can't be just white Americans. So I feel like that's very good. And I remember how how Black Panther got a very good feedback, because they again showed that everyone assumes that Africa, for example, is a very poor country, nothing is happening, there's no water, no electricity, nothing, which is not true. There might be some areas, but that's same in Europe or Asia. There are some areas when there's no water or no light or no electricity, just because geographically it's a very difficult area, like Siberia in Russia. It's just freaking cold. You can't expect that everyone's going to have like a huge house, mansions, and grass in the front, because it's just not that area. So that's same as everywhere else. And I really like how they're showing like it's very not poor, but like a very average town or like a village, and then you come into that magical city, magical country that has all the newest electronics, all the newest technology, and they're so much more like ahead from all the other countries. So showing that this area is not worse. we're actually better in certain things. It's just like you don't know.
Mhm.
Because you don't want to know, or we know that you're going to use it for some bad things. And that's true. Like, there are certain countries, you can't give them anything, because they just going to destroy something else. Like, you always have, like, any war, okay, not any, but the, like, 200 years back,
Mhm.
America, Russia, either China or Japan or Korea, who else was Germany, was always like just like a little bit here, a little bit there. I believe like France and Italy, but they like they're very indecisive. Like we just want some money out of it, but they not like the proper
Not
power.
thirsty, yeah.
Yeah. So we know like first 4 countries that I've mentioned, they always somewhere, and you don't have to know about it, but they'll be there.
Mhm. Mhm.
No, but that's history, and I feel like we should learn on that. And I didn't say that to judge any of the countries or any of the people living there, because the fact that you're from certain country doesn't mean that you have the same ideas like politics or politicians. But it's just the fact that, you know, in history we can see that there are certain countries that are trying to like make that mess. That's why it was good that Wakanda didn't share it with anyone, because they were using it for something good, and they could sneak it to other countries to make some good things. But as we can see, was that there was a character who was stealing that stuff to sell it to bad people, and I feel like he also was either Russian or American, which also brings us to the point, there are countries that always use that stuff to take control over the others and make like very messy stuff.
Yeah. It's like when you send aid to countries, the aid is usually kept hidden, not even informed to the citizens, and then you find, oh, there's a whole warehouse of COVID relief. I've been here for like 3-4 months. Like, what's going on?
But it's same with like, oh, you have a war in your country, we're gonna bring some army to you to help your side, but at the same time we're gonna sell guns to the other side, so they have fair chances. And we'll get money twice. And I'm like, that's not good, because people are dying just because you want more money. We don't like it. But yeah.
Well, people dying is normal.
Yes, but sometimes people don't have to die. It's different when you're 80 years old and you die because you have cancer. And it's different when you're 20 and you're going through the war that is not even connected directly to your country. And you're like, the way you're thinking is that you're giving your life to the country. And I'm like, that's stupid. You can work and pay taxes and you're gonna have better impact because you're giving the money to the country instead of them paying for you to die on the, you know, somewhere far away from home. I feel like it's different mentalities. I don't want to judge anyone. I don't want to say that, you know, my way of thinking is right and theirs wrong, but I feel like we could do so much better if we would focus, for example, on health and education and improvement, like technology, engineering, or this kind of stuff. I feel like life would be so much easier. It would be better for people, for the environment, and yeah, and I feel like in general we would be so much happier rather than, you know, fighting all the time.
I agree to a certain limit because we cannot get rid of conflict because it's in nature.
Yes, of course, but it's always about how you deal with the situation. Because, for example, in marriage, you're always going to argue with your spouse, and not always, but very often. But depending on how you deal with it, you either have a happy marriage with a constructive arguments, or you have an unhappy marriage leading, for example, to divorce because you can't get along. And I know that it's a beautiful thing that people are different, they have different cultures, languages, like ways of behaving. That's why I sometimes feel like if that's outside your powers and outside your country, why do you bother telling people what to do? If they don't harm anyone, if they don't harm themselves, why would you go and do anything? Because it's just like, let's say your neighbor is painting his walls from yellow to blue, and you go and take that paint off because you don't like it. Well, okay, but he likes it. Does it harm you? No. So yeah, I would compare it to that. Maybe on a little bit bigger scale with different issues, but it's something like this.
Thank you for saying that. Now, we just stepped into hot water. You just spoke about haters, and I've been told you to have haters.
I have. Wait, what?
Because you are so maybe successful and overachiever, you have people who just hate on your progression and success. If that makes any sense.
I'm not aware of them.
That's good.
I literally don't know about anyone. But to be honest, even if they were, I wouldn't probably mind. Because why would I bother? I would just probably wish them all the best in a way that don't hate me for my achievements. Try to build your own. Try to work on yourself and you'll get there as well.
Thank you. That was an amazing response. 10 out of 10. So I'm just gonna end it.
I was prepared, for interview, I was prepared.
No, you weren't prepared.
Yeah.
So, back to overachieving. You spoke about, I'll keep that, your plan for the future so people don't find her. Yeah, unless you understand. My paper, is it PayPal? No, is, what's it called? What's the money?
Checks.
No, 1 sec. Say stuff so we don't have dead air. Come into my bank account. Come into.
Lines.
Sorry.
Check. No, I don't know. I'm trying to fill the gap because I don't know what's happening.
You are doing good. Keep trying as you help
Give me money if you guys want to send me money.
Yes,
money,
give me.
Get it.
Yeah, Cash App. Yes.
Cash App.
Yeah.
I don't.
Cash App is just an app where people can just send you money. So my Cash App is bless up the. So it's like BLESSUPTHE. Bless up the. Yeah, that's it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you guys have any extra money, I'm always happy to get somebody.
Yeah, by the way, if anyone has a job to be filled,
Yeah.
We know some people who are looking for opportunities to show their achievements so they can get more haters, and hopefully those haters can send money to their Cash App or their PayPal.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's very funny. Cardi B, one of the rappers right now. She so there are some people who love her and some that don't like her very much or at all. And she got one of the awards. She go outside and she's like, thank you to my fans, thank you for all support, and thank you to my haters, because you were watching my videos and I'll only get to talk shit about it, but I only got money out of it. I only got the benefits this award because people are viewing. So yeah, I feel like it's the same here. I will only benefit from that by getting either motivated more or trying to show you can hate me but I'm gonna be better, or I can improve myself. So yeah, I don't mind them, and I don't think I have any, to be honest. No.
I believe you do.
But who would
You're not gonna know, but I just believe you do.
People who knows me, it's not we're, because I don't feel on my level, sorry, it's not I was fighting with something for a certain award. I don't think I had anyone that was even taking part or was in the same category in a way to apply for it or be nominated for a certain award. And even if they were, I don't think they took it that seriously in a way to be actually mad or to hate me for winning and not them. I can't tell you, I don't know, to be honest.
Well, it doesn't take so much to hate somebody.
Okay, that's true.
If that makes any sense. You could hate someone for some outrageous reasons.
Yeah.
For example, I don't like the color of your hair. I don't like the glasses you wear. I don't like your nose. I don't like your t-shirts.
Or the other way. I like your glasses. I hate you that you have them, but I don't. For me, it's so silly. Like, that's something I really don't like how people teach or raise girls, because I feel like that's one of the things that female have most of the time.
Expatiate. What do you mean?
It's like, I don't have something, but you have it, so I'm gonna hate you for that. And I don't think it comes naturally from it, like from the person. I feel like this is a way they were being taught, or they saw it somewhere and they learned that they have to do it. Same with, of course, beauty standards, how body, should look like. Because we were taught, because there's some kind of pressure. Same with that, I feel like this is somehow showing that if you can't have it, no one can. So you hate people for having stuff you cannot have. And I think it's very unhealthy, and it shouldn't be that way. But again, there's a certain source of that. I have no idea how to find it and how to get rid of that, but I know, for example, if I'll have anyone younger than me that I could have an impact on, or I can, mentor them in a way, I'll know to teach them, the fact that you don't have it should make you work harder to get something you want, rather to hate someone for having that. I can't hate, for example, Elon Musk for being fucking rich, because he worked very hard for that. He was smart, he was maybe he wasn't sneaky, he was just he knew where to be, he knew what to do to get there. So you can't hate him for being rich, but there's a lot of people who hate him. They're like, oh, if he has so much money, he has to share it, he has to share it, he has to give it away. I'm like, well, okay, so where's the point where, how much do you earn and how much you have to give away? Because there are things that you don't know, in theory, half of the money he earns should go to the government as a tax, 45% usually. So we already know that half of this money he earns is going away. Of course, we don't count the money he gets from the shares, because it's different. But it's still if he was getting 200,000 a month, a year, sorry, no, that's not enough for him. But let's say 100,000 a month, half of it goes away straight away. So he has only 50,000, and he has to pay for a huge house. I don't know if he has a boat, if he has a car. Those expenses are disappearing. And if he wants to live a good life, and he wants to buy this for his children, this for his partners, it also costs. And of course, he's not going to go to Poundland and buy a thing there. He's going to go for the fancy store, to get better things.
He's gonna go Mars.
Yeah, but that's the thing we always forget, and I don't know. It would be nice to share the money, but if you have, you should share as well. There's a lot of charities waiting for support, for donations.
I'm charity.
Exactly. And then on the screen there should be a link to donation.
It should be. Well, thank you today. I shouldn't be speaking so close to the camera. Thank you today, Victoria, for, I don't know what to call this. We'll call it green room. So maybe I'm editing the video. I'll make the screen
make it green.
green.
I have green earrings if you want. There's a little bit of green on me.
Little bit of green on me. Okay, Victoria with a little bit of green. Thank you for your time. Thank you. You, like I mentioned, model students. You need a picture, if not even a statue or something, so people can understand. Yeah, I can win 10 awards in a year, just so you're actually that competent, and your parents keep quiet and can't say you're a procrastinator because you shouldn't. See what I did? See what I did? You can't see me? You can't see. Back to Victoria. Thank you again. Well, you probably catch Victoria, because if I catch her, I'm gonna kidnap her, like she said earlier.
Because we were supposed to go to one place and then we ended up in different. So I'm like, that's kidnapping, sir.
That's alright. I used to be kidnapped by a colleague. She used to get a car and pick me up. I need your help. jump in. I'm like, you have to feed me first. So she always fed me. So
Fair enough. That's
I
and
fed
you fed
too.
me as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
You
yeah.
fed me
See,
as
I'm
well.
learning from people who kidnap
Very
me.
good,
You see how
very
life
good.
works. Yeah, yeah.
No, but I agreed to that. That was my consent, so it's not a kidnap anymore.
Yeah, I guess it's not like it's the first time I would
No,
kidnap
but
you.
that's always pleasure. Always like to chat with you.
No, I have the same. I introduced you to Tim. Yeah, I wish the other people were here, but they're all busy. So I'm happy Lean at least could see.
Wow, thank you. So, so there was other people that were supposed to come.
To come? No, it's just you technically, like the staff who work here.
Oh,
So
you
I
mean like introducing? I felt like you had
Yeah.
other people to have a chat with, but they said no, so you
No,
asked me.
no. Oh my gosh, man, Victoria.
No, just